MGHS, I feel, was always overshadowed by its smaller and more affordable stablemate, the ZS. Now, while it had a lot going for it, it had comfort, styling, and space, it was with how it drove that we had issues with because of its transmission. But that's not the case anymore. Well, at least I hope. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2026 MGHS Hybrid Plus. It's all new from top to bottom, and more importantly, the drivetrain is now electrified. Now, while we won't be driving it today, I can tell you what's underneath the hood. You get a 1.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine that is paired with an electric motor with a combined output of 220 horses and 340 newton-meters of torque, which is mated to a two-speed dedicated hybrid transmission. Also, struts on a hood is always going to be great, but this thing takes it to another level because it looks like it's floating. I like that. The exterior is a major departure from the predecessor's modest looks. It's bolder, sharper, and aims to bring a statement. The headlights are LEDs as well as the taillights that stretches the entire width of the car. A blacked out chin is mimicked all around the vehicle, down the sides and all the way to the back, and by the doors, you have a faux carbon fiber trim. We don't have the exact specifications for the ground clearance, but we do know that it rolls on 19-inch wheels that are blacked out, by the way, wrapped in 235/55 series tires, which house discs all around. Pop open the power tailgate and it will reveal a whopping 421 liters of space, which really is good enough for a balikbayan box and a half, really. That's a lot of space when you remove the tonneau. Now, when you fold the second row, although it's not completely flat, it's flat-ish, you can fit almost 1,300 liters of space in there, which is always going to be a good thing. Much like the MGHS of yore, wow, I make it sound like it was so long ago, space is great back here. There's really a lot of space. That would be my normal driving position. Just look at the amount of leg room that I have. Amazing. Headroom, even with the panoramic sunroof, is quite good. Now, obviously, 2 passengers back here is going to be not a problem. If you put a third, won't be ideal, but it's not as if that person will complain much because, well, the tunnel, although there is one, isn't that high, and at least it's also very flat. Now, toys back here include speakers on either door, bottle holders on either door. You have what looks to be one vent in the center. It's actually 2, which I like. Underneath that, you have 2 USB charging ports in the form of Type-C, and of course, a center armrest with 2 cup holders. We'll kind of forgive the piano black here. What I absolutely love about these rear seats is that the thigh support is good, and the way that it's angled, it makes you kind of sit and just want to relax. It's quite nice. The best way to describe the cockpit of the all-new MGHS Hybrid Plus would be minimal. It's quite clean, it's quite simple. If you've been in other MGs before, or if you've watched any of our videos on our YouTube channel, which by the way you should subscribe to, you like that segue, Jack, you'll know that this is quite familiar to you. You've got 2 12.3-inch touchscreen, no, sorry, only 1 touchscreen infotainment system. This obviously is your instrument cluster, and all of it's fully colored, and it's bright, it's great. This has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, albeit wired, it still has that system. You have buttons on your steering wheel to control your audio, even your air at times, depending on how you switch it. And of course, your adaptive cruise. In the center, you've got your air vents, cup holders, charging points to connect your phone to the system, electronic gear shifter, a lot of piano blacks, and a few buttons. Oh, and also, thanks, Earl, I'm gonna move this card out of the way, a wireless charger. Now, the minimal part is also the downside, because while Jack and I and Earl know how to get into the system, if this is your first time inside an MG, you'll know that it takes some getting used to be able to get to your air, to get to your audio, right? To figure out how to manipulate this button on your right side of the steering wheel for your air and your audio as well, because you can switch it around. Now, we argue about this all the time, but if this is your car and you've gotten used to it, I don't think the learning curve is going to be all that big. What we're also hoping isn't that big is its price. See, when the MGHS first came out, it was for sale at 1,308,888 pesos. Today, well, here's the thing. As of filming, you see, and as usual, we don't have the actual price of this unit, not even the indicative price. But because you're watching this when this car is actually going to be launched, the editors are putting the price above me right now. Now, while we figure it's not going to be the exact same as it was before, we're kind of hoping that its price today will still give you that great value proposition for what the car is. The other thing that you're going to want to find out is how efficient is this car considering now that it's a hybrid? Well, I'll tell you this much. We're actually going to take this car out on a drive, on a very long drive, on our next MG Travel series. And you're not going to see that video unless you subscribe to our channel. Short of that, of course, if you want to learn more information about this vehicle, or any vehicle for that matter, download the AutoDeal app available on iOS and Android, and that, my friends, is absolutely free. Hey Jack, I'm really excited about our drive, man. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.